war with the synthetics is over, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. After the conflict, the human population was decimated. And now, without the slave labor of the synthetics to drive the economy, there's poverty everywhere you look. Governments continue to tighten their control, and there are few freedoms left. Here in Zone 75, every part of life is regulated. Those who fail to comply with the rules are thrown into communes, places where starvation and disease abound, and where violence is the only true currency. Many still live in fear of synthetics, and there are stories that in some places surviving units slip through the gaps and manage to integrate back into society. But the idea of machines still walking among us has always been a distant concern for me. I always figured that if I kept my head down and stayed out of trouble, it'd be someone else's problem. I was wrong. There's a quietude, a kind of resignation amongst those on the shuttle as we disembark at the hive. Built vertically to save space in the tight confines of Zone 75, the structure dwarfs everything around it. Inside, the sound of tools and machines resonates throughout the cavernous space. A giant hollow carves out the center of the hive, and exhaust fumes drift from the blackness below, where furnaces burn deep within the belly of the structure. Looking up, I can see at least 100 more levels. Figures hustle about their work, illuminated by amber spotlights that roam endlessly over every part of the complex, the eyes of the watchers. I cram inside an elevator cage and wait as it ascends. The days inside the hive are long and brutal, and many of us don't last. I've been here a few short months, and already I've seen dozens of workers dragged back to the communes, unable to keep up. Weary of body and in spirit, I don't know how much longer I'll survive. Every night when I return to the shuttle, I half expect the watchers to step in front of me and lead me away at gunpoint. On my current path, it seems inevitable. I make my way to Grid 981. It's an old and less frequented part of the complex where I work alone in a rubble-filled network of corridors that, like many areas of the hive, were trashed by the synthetics who once occupied it. The final act of vandalism before they threw down their tools. I've been tasked with repairing the damage and restoring functionality, but the odds are against me. The equipment here was designed for synthetics with their superior strength and agility. I do what I can, hoping that I can figure out a way to make it work. Move on to clearing rubble from a damaged section of the main corridor. There's a large phase relocator that needs to be mounted back on the wall, and it weighs a ton. I know that if I can clear away the debris, I'll at least have some stable footing for the job. As I toss aside a chunk of plaster, I recoil in surprise. There's a young woman's face beneath the rubble. Her eyes are closed, and she doesn't seem to be breathing. Thinking she's been hurt, I start to remove more debris. But then I stop. Looking down, I see her left arm has suffered a terrible injury. There are pieces of skin missing, and within, I see a tangle of wires and metal joints. I step back warily, take a moment to calm myself. She's dead, don't sweat it. Just follow the protocol. I go and make the call.